Hello and welcome to a hopefully more beginner friendly run. I'm gonna try and explain a lot more what I'm doing so it's easier for new players to understand what I'm doing. And I'm not like an expert, so I might not be able to consider everything, but I'll do my best, and hopefully I can teach something. Well, let me know in the comments if you get something out of it. As usual, I will be doing a completely random character. So let's see what we get. Ooh, Candle. Candle star sign, that is by far the best one. You heal faster and you get one free talent. And we are a rattling druid. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. I won't go into much detail about the race and class yet. Let's see about the talents. Okay, so talents. Alert is a prerequisite for treasure hunter, which I always get on every character because you find more treasure. So, and you can only pick it up at level 1, as it says. So that's an easy choice. Now the second one, we are a druid. So we are a neutral spellcaster. I believe that as a druid all animals will be generated friendly unless they are from a tension room or a special room or a vault. I'll explain them as we encounter them. But yeah, I'm not really sure. Not really sure which one to pick. A long-lived would help as a rattling because the lifespan is pretty short and some enemies have an aging attack. But we could go for something that helps us with the early game survival. Like quick. Speed is always useful at the start. We could also go for strong of will. Since we are a spellcaster, the bump in willpower will help us, especially in the early game. Or tough. Though we could do a really safe start. So I guess I'm going for... Could also go for Potent Aura. For the spellcasting talents, it's a prerequisite for probably all of them. And since we are a spellcaster, might not seem so much at the start, it's only +3 power points, but it is a prerequisite for some of the magical talents. So yeah, let's go with Potent Aura first, and let's name our character the Friendlydrud. Oh, not enough room for Friendlydrud. Let's do Friendlydrud. All right, now at the start I usually like to see what kind of starting gear we get. We have +3 protection value. It's not too bad. And we have a spellbook of Divine Wrath, which is a lightning attack. So that means we also have some castings of it at the start. And let's see, our learning score is really low. It's probably because we are rattling. Our toughness is really huge. Also our dexterity. And our strength max is not too bad. We can increase that by burdening ourselves with just carrying stuff with us. We can get all the way to 18 fairly quickly. Our mana score is, well, the max is not really great, but it's not too bad either. Our perception is really high. That'll also help. So yeah, our huge toughness will help a lot in the early game. And well, I'm not gonna bother too much about the special things like the first kill. That is relevant if you are going for a special ending. Here it's really only relevant for the courage skill, which I guess I will get. So our first kill needs to be a huge frog, and the easiest way to find huge frogs is at the swamp here, right at the start. So we'll try to generate a huge frog encounter. That's lizardmen. We would like to run away if we can. Nope. Let's see if we can survive. So far so good. I would prefer not to kill any of them yet. But since we are going for just the courage skill, it's not the end of the world if our first kill is a lizard man. But let's see if we can outrun them. Does not look like it. Our speed is only 100 and there's probably a faster one in the group. So we probably won't be able to outrun them. So we're just gonna have to try and kill just one so we don't level up. That is important at the start. I'll shortly explain why. Let's see if we can outrun them somehow. I don't think we can. Okay, let's just kill one. Maybe we can outrun the rest. I think maybe only one of them was faster than us. Or the same speed. Yep, we can outrun them. Good. So our first kill is a lizard man. That will be relevant later. And now what I like to do after the first kill, I go to the oh, if I can survive this encounter, that's pretty bad. Quite a lot of jackals and 2 were-jackals, so there's gonna be a huge amount of them. Does not look like I can outrun them. Maybe we can kill one and then outrun the rest. Oh, does not look like it. Well, we still get one chance. Yeah, we can. Alright. So, not the end of the world yet. Yeah, I like to go to the outlaw town here, check out the shop. I guess there's something really good spawned here. A scroll of uncursing, that's not too bad. And a potion of training, well, nothing too special. And we might need to kill this outlaw. Oh, I think we can just survive their attacks for quite a while, so what I like to do is, if I'm a neutral character or a chaotic character, I can learn pickpockets from this guy, Jörgius the Master Thief. They will teach pickpocketing for anyone who doesn't have it. Any character that doesn't have the skill at the start. Now let's check what we got. Now detect item status is really useful if you can get it to a higher level. So it's reliable, and we have the healing skill and the herbalism skill. Both really useful. So yeah, not too bad. And we have some literacy, but our learning score is so low. We need to work on that. It affects our spell learning ability. How easily we can learn spells from books, which is really important for a spellcaster. And I think I can just kill this outlaw. And well, I can also solve the drunken dwarf puzzle. Now their name is the key to the dungeon level that we need to find. It is related to a quest. And well, we might not be doing the quest in this run, so I'm not gonna explain it. So there's actually something for you to discover too. But the puzzle in itself is pretty easy. And then, since we are still level 1, I like to go and... Oh, I'm getting a lot of encounters. Which is fairly annoying, because I don't want to level up, so I don't want to kill these outlaws. Or any other monsters for that matter. Because being level 1 at this point is important for a couple of reasons. Which I will explain if I ever get away from this encounter without leveling up. Let's try and... we can isolate one, just the closest, and kill them. This, and we still didn't level up. Let's see if we can outrun this one. That is fairly annoying. We might not be able to. So I think the next kill is going to level us up. And yes, this bandit is faster than us because they're getting hits on us while we are running, so I don't think we can. I don't think I have any way to outrun them. We could try and drop an item. Oh, there we go. We actually managed to run away. So, being level 1, I like to go to the small cave. Now this cave is special in a really tricky way. Any monster that spawns here will spawn at double your character level. So if you enter it at level 1, all of the monsters will only be level 2. But for example, if you kill monsters here while you are level 4, any monster that spawns after you have killed, because there's a certain amount of I guess spawn slots in a dungeon. So if you kill monsters, the new ones will spawn, and any new one will spawn at double your level. So if you're level 4 and kill something, the next ones will be level 8. So it's a really, really dangerous place. But it is connected to a certain dungeon system. And also there's always a guaranteed waterproof blanket on this level. And a waterproof blanket will protect your equipment from water damage. For example, spellbooks and scrolls will be drenched if you step in water or if it rains, and a waterproof blanket will protect them from that. But yeah, that's all we want to do here right now. So we have spawned all the monsters at level 2. So if we want to cross the cave at some point and go further, it'll be much easier to do. We might not do it at all, or we'll do it at a much later point, but it's a good idea to do this at the start. And now we enter the first town, Terino. Now this is a place for some early quests. And there is a shop, a food shop, so we don't starve right at the start. And we will know all the items have a cursed, uncursed or blessed status, and always the blessed ones are better. So for example, with food, a blessed food item will increase your satiation level more than a uncursed or a cursed one. And you can tell the blessed ones by the price. So the one that is most common is uncursed. So all the large rations that cost 21 gold pieces are uncursed, and anything above that, like this 29, is blessed. So I will take the blessed ones. We have 83 gold, so we can buy a few of them. We can get one more if there is one. I don't think there was one. So we'll just take an uncursed one. And the large rations are also good because they weigh a lot, and our strength is only 11, and if we are at burden status for long enough, it'll train our strength and it'll go up. So as soon as I get some more money, I will buy more food. And since we already have the healing skill, we don't need the village elder quest. We will take the druid quest. And here's a tiny girl who will also give us a quest to find their little doggy. And as soon as 4 days of game time passes, the dog will die. So if you really want to rescue it, then you have to go almost immediately to do it. And it's a really, really hard quest at the start. But it is useful to generate the dungeon. So as soon as you pick up the quest, the dungeon will be generated. And here we have the sheriff. What I like to do is lure the sheriff away. You can lure a friendly character out of places if they are next to you when you leave the area, like so. Now you see the sheriff decides to follow you. And now, since we are still level 1, we can generate a goblin camp here. This place only generates while you are at level 1. And it is a really easy place to level up early. And actually we're just gonna do it now. And it is a good source for some early missile ability, since there are a lot of rocks spawned on the ground, and these goblin rock throwers often drop slings, so that'll probably be our first ranged weapon. And it's always good to have as many options for attacking as you can, so having ranged ability, melee ability and spell casting ability is really good. And they are not too dangerous, and we can just go berserk mode since we have some protection value already. And I'm gonna increase concentration. That's really important for a spellcaster. It helps with power point regeneration. And then I guess I'll go with healing. And yeah, these are not too dangerous. You have to be a little bit careful so they don't overwhelm you. And as I said, any missile ability is useful, so even just throwing rocks is going to be helpful in case we don't find a sling. We will have at least some missile ability, because there are some nasty melee monsters that you would prefer to attack at range. So any reliable ranged attack is useful in this game. And I would say probably even mandatory. And I'm gonna pick up all the rocks to increase our burden status. We are now strained, so our strength will be trained faster. And I believe as a ratling we are getting quite a bit more XP, or we are faster at leveling up than some of the other races. And now we can pick up Miser, which is a prerequisite talent for treasure hunter, and I like to get it as early as I can. Now these goblin berserkers are pretty dangerous. These ones I would prefer to kill at range, so I'm just gonna use a spell to kill this one, just to be on the safe side, so we don't just die early. Let's wait for them to line up, and I guess I will start increasing literacy. We do already have one spell book, but I'm gonna wait a bit before reading it, in the hopes of that I can increase literacy or learning before I do it, so I can get more castings out of it. Unfortunately, we didn't find a sling yet. And as you see, these berserkers are pretty dangerous in melee. And we are out of power points, we cannot cast our Divine Wrath spell. So we are in a little bit of trouble. But I think we are faster than them, so as soon as I get one square of room, I will use the missile attack. Now for these ones. Yeah. Oh, and a scroll of uncursing, that's really useful. Now behind this door is a couple of dangerous enemies, but we can already cast our Divine Wrath spell again, so this should take care of them. Well, almost did. See if we can melee this one. Yes, we can. And we are level 5. So, more healing. Literacy, not really worth it to use a skill point here, because we can only increase it by 2. I guess I will go for detect item status. And now we can find some hopefully useful stuff. I'm gonna immediately try and equip the scimitar. Yeah, unbalanced mithril scimitar. This means that it'll do more damage against neutral enemies. And it's better than our club in every way, so I'm gonna be using it. And the shield, well, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna risk equipping a cursed item here. Because, well, any white color item is of unknown status, and uncursed ones are blue, cursed ones are red, and blessed ones are green. So any item that I don't know the status of yet is a risk to equip, because it might be cursed, and if you equip a cursed item, you cannot remove it other than with a scroll of uncursing, or somehow getting it destroyed, or in case of weapons you can be disarmed. But yeah, so far so good. Did we get any? Didn't really get any armor items. Which would be pretty useful, because I want to do a certain quest, which is kind of hard at the start, and probably not recommended if you are playing for the first times and want to survive the early game. But I will do it for this character, for the purposes of showing it. Hopefully we can... Oh. Let's be a bit careful here. And a spellbook. And well, this blanket that is generated in the Goblin Village is always a plain blanket, which is, well, kind of not useful at all. The other items I will just pick up for the weight. Oh, and we just equipped a cursed leather cap, so now we are stuck with it, at least for a while. Now, leather caps are quite susceptible to item destruction, so maybe we can get rid of it easily without spending our scroll of uncursing. But, well, it was a calculated risk. It could have given us more protection value. Unfortunately, it did not. These ones I think we should be able to just melee down. Oh, and we got a sling. Nice. This one I will equip. Even if it was cursed, it'd still be pretty useful. Alright, that should have been the last ones here. Last enemies. There is one more. One more enemy that we will encounter. But we should be able to do it pretty safely. And yeah, we already got 2 strength increases. There's one. Your muscles feel stronger, means our strength went up. And the other one is here. And that is because we have been carrying stuff, a lot of stuff as strained, so it trains our strength. And we can get all the way to strength 18, which is our max, by being strained with the exclamation point, which is starting to be pretty close to overburdened. And if you are overburdened, let's see if we can, yeah, now we are overburdened, so we cannot move. You are carrying too much to move any further, so now we have to drop some stuff. And since we picked up a huge amount of rocks, we can easily do it. And we have 60 rocks for our sling, so it's gonna be easy to train our sling skill. Now I'm gonna, because we are going to encounter a enemy, I'm just gonna drop everything for a while so we are unburdened, so our speed is not too badly affected. If you are overburdened, I mean strained or burdened, your speed will go down. Also, if you eat too much and you get satiated or bloated, which we are now, speed also goes down. But we should be fine because we have this sling, so we can attack from range. And if they get close, we can always use our spell. And we did not hit level 6, so I think we can still do this quest I was talking about earlier. And now let's pick up our stuff. Don't really need all the rocks. We have a portion of water, nice. And a couple spell books and some food, and let's pick up enough rocks to be strained with the exclamation point. And now let's pick up the quest, and it's pretty handy because we brought the sheriff here, who will give us the quest to kill Granage the Raider Lord. And you can only do this quest if you are below level 6. So if we hit level 6, they will go away and the quest will be impossible to finish, or it'll just disappear. Now this is gonna be fairly risky, but well, with the Divine Rat spell it's much easier. But I would like to farm the raiders for some arrows. I will show what I'm talking about soon, as soon as I drop most of the useless stuff. Now bracers, I'm gonna try and equip them because they might be pretty good as they are. And in case of bracers, it's not so serious if they are cursed. They weren't. So we are up to protection value 6, which should be quite enough for this quest. Now we're gonna need all our speed, so I'm And actually, we already know that the short sword is uncursed, so we can try and equip it in case it would be better than the sword, which is it's not. So let's keep using the unbalanced mithril scimitar and drop the rest. And also on the early game, it's a good idea to drop all the important stuff. For example, the scroll of uncursing. I would not want it to get destroyed. And also the spellbooks. I should have actually done it earlier, but luckily nothing got destroyed yet. And now, since we have a lot of money, we can increase our burden status just with food, which is easy to drop. And there we are, unburdened, overburdened, so I will buy all the food and eat one. And there we go. And now we are only carrying food. And now let's go and generate the quest encounter. And Greenwich, the Raider Lord, is somewhere around this. Well, actually, I think they can be generated in any wilderness square, like all the way anywhere. But we really don't want to move that far yet. And in my experience, the fastest way to get this encounter is at the swamp, and it's actually the first encounter that we get. That's super lucky. It sometimes takes a long time. But yeah, we do want to fight them. And now I'm gonna drop most of the food, so I'm unencumbered. So we have most of our speed. Unfortunately, we are bloated still, so our speed is only 90. But if it goes well, I can now farm arrows, because almost all of these enemies use bows as their ranged attack. So I'm just gonna run around here and let them shoot me, so I can pick up the arrows later. Now it's fairly risky, but we have 6 protection value, and using coward tactics we have 24 defense value, so we should be able to survive this pretty easily. And there's a certain trick we can use in case we get into trouble. Which is, we can pray for health. Not gonna go into too much detail about that yet. The prayer and alignment mechanics are fairly complicated, and generally you probably don't really need to worry about it if you're playing for the first time and just want to survive and explore the game. Now, I'm not gonna be explaining everything in great detail, so there's something for you to discover as well. Also, there are resources on the internet, like the ADOM wiki, on all sorts of guides and videos and stuff, so if you do want to get spoiled, so to speak, all the information pretty much is available. But yeah, I'm just gonna run around now. I'm also looking for, because the raiders do not cross water, so sometimes on the swamp there is a spot generated where only one of the raiders will get to hit you, because all the other squares are water, so nobody can get at melee rates other than one. I'm quickly gonna go around and see if there is such a spot, because then we can just stand there and let the others shoot us. And it should be pretty safe. And here is such a place, let's see. Okay, the Raider Lord does hit us quite hard. We do have the healing skill, so we might be able to survive it for quite a long time. And we can also train our first aid every time we get hit. So this is a fairly safe and good early game tactic to get a lot of arrows and also train your first aid skill right at the start. As long as you have enough protection value to actually survive this and enough defense value, which we do have. I think like 5, I guess, maybe might be the bare minimum, but anything above 5 you should be quite okay here. As long as you don't get surrounded by like all of them. And well, I guess they already ran out of arrows because nobody's really shooting me. I'm just gonna try for a while in case they do shoot me, but yeah, no. I don't think so. So let's start killing everybody. Now, I would prefer... Do we actually have food preservation? No, we don't. I would prefer to kill the Raider Lord last, because they will always generate a corpse, and if you return the corpse to the sheriff, you get a gold bonus. But it's not so important that I'm gonna go to great lengths to try and do it. It's only 300 gold. And the quest reward in itself is 3000, so it's not gonna matter too much, but if you are looking for every bit of gold you can, then returning the Raider Lord corpse will give you a 300 gold bonus. But yeah, let's just start killing everybody. Actually, I think we can maybe line up 3 of them this way, or even more. Yep, there we go. And now I am... Oh, I skipped those a bit quickly. So as a druid, and well, any class, you get certain class abilities at certain levels, and the level 6 druid ability is that you can automatically evade any wilderness encounter, so we don't have to be too worried about getting into a nasty surprise wilderness encounter. Now, in terms of skills, well, stealth is pretty useful, so we are not noticed so easily by wandering monsters. And I guess I will take some more healing. And here we go, now we can pick up Treasure Hunter. Oh, we burned some arrows with the lightning bolt. Yeah, some spells will destroy items on the ground, like fire spells, lightning spells, acid spells. And well, cold spells will also destroy potions and I guess scrolls and such. Yeah, now I'm just gonna turn on auto pickup and pick up everything. And kill the rest of the raiders. We will probably be overburdened, since there's quite a lot of stuff here on the ground. Yep. So let's drop some of the large rations. And nice, we also found a short bow, so we can immediately start increasing our bow skill too. And well, any weapon you use will generate skill in that weapon, and getting slings, bows and crossbows to level 6 is really useful if you can do it in the early game, or any 2 of them, because then you have a reliable range attack, and if you can have it from 2 different weapons, then it's not gonna be too serious in case one of the weapons gets destroyed. So now we have a sling and a short bow, so if one of them gets destroyed, we still have some missile ability. Now I'm gonna use the ASCII screen to find the rest of the arrows quickly. And then we will go back and pick up as many of the large rations as we can. We can't take them all, so we are wasting a little bit of money, but it's okay. And our raider corpse starts to rot. So any food you carry, or well, not any food, some food that you carry will rot over time. And if they rot enough, they will just disappear. Now, let's see if we can manage to return some of the raider corpses before they rot. There's a skill called food preservation, which we don't have. That'll help with preserving food. So any rottable food that we carry will rot quite quickly. And well, the starting skills are determined by your race and class, which I won't go into too much detail now. And now let's see how many rations we can actually carry. Okay, we only have to leave one behind. Not too bad. So we only lost like 21 gold. And oh, there goes the Raider Lord corpse, so we cannot return it. And as you see, our equipment suddenly seems to weigh less, which means that it disappeared because it rotted too much. But now we go back to the sheriff and return the quest. And we can give any raider corpses that are still in our inventory for a little bit of gold bonus. And then we return the quest. And we get 3000 gold, which I like to use to buy keys. From the ratling that is somewhere over here in the outlaw town. There they are. Oh, and there's a mugger coming to mug us. But we are already level 6 and we have a okay weapon and some protection value, so the muggers aren't going to be too dangerous. Oh, that's a steep price. I'm not actually sure on which factors the price from the cloak rattling is factored in, but I've seen it as low as like 275 maybe, so 650, but I will still buy a few because having keys is super useful in the early game. Because some doors in the dungeons will be generated with a trap in it, and if you have a key to open it, I mean lock doors might have traps, and if you have a correct key for the lock and you unlock it, the trap will be disarmed as well, so the keys help a lot with early game survival. And also I would like to lure this guy away, because there's a certain quest here in the outlaw town that if you do it, all of the NPCs here will turn hostile, except for the shopkeeper and the master thief and this doctor guy here. But let's wait for them to come close, and there we go, and I will put them here in the goblin camp so we can buy some more keys from them later. So we successfully did the raider quest. We are level 6 and now we can go and explore the early dungeons. For example, the Tiny Girl quest cave and the Druid quest cave, or dungeon system if you prefer. Okay, so there's a heap of 2 short bows, so I'm fairly certain that they are not going to be cursed, because uncursed items are the most common ones. Yep. But we will first work on our sling skill, so we can get rid of the rocks, because they are super heavy. And we don't want to be carrying a lot of stuff indefinitely, just until we hit strength 18. And I'm gonna drop all of the arrows for now, and just keep the food. And with the food we can again increase our burden status to strained, like so. And now, oh, there's also this quest, talk to at least 3 important people. Interno. Now we can get a little bit of XP. It's not a lot, but oh, it's 10. I remembered it might be a bit more, but well. And well, this NPC Ugas the Fool will trade you random potions for potions of booze. So if you find potions of booze, it is a good idea to give them to this guy, and you might get some really good potions for the early game. Now, I think we maybe had one. Yeah, we do have one potion of booze, so I'm gonna go and give it to the fool, just to show you. Here, give a potion of booze, and they have dropped us a potion of carrot juice. Not the most useful one, but a blessed potion of carrot juice will increase your perception, I think, up to 20. So we could benefit from a blessed carrot juice. And now we are only carrying the keys and the food, and we will go to... I guess we can go to the puppy cave here. Now this unassuming cave entry here is like a beginner dungeon, kind of similar to the hidden campsite here, the goblin camp. So if you have a character that is super weak in the early game, it might be a good idea to start here, but I'm gonna skip it for now. Or actually skip it for this character, since we are already level 6 and we have some protection value and a not super terrible weapon, so we can probably already be pretty safe in the early dungeons. Now, well, tactics. Now we are currently using coward tactics, and it shows here we get -6 to hit, -5 to damage, but +9 to defense value, which makes us harder to hit. So it is a good idea to always, when moving around, be using coward tactics in case you encounter a ranged attack monster, so you more easily evade their attacks. And then when going to melee, you might want to use berserker or aggressive or some such to get more bonuses to hit and to damage. So what I usually do is run around as a using coward tactics, and then when I go to melee I switch to berserk mode. Oh, the first cat. So, well, you might not want to worry too much about cats if it's your first runs, but if you do not kill any cat at any point in the game, you will get a very special reward much later in the game. I'm not gonna say any more about that, but I will try to not kill any cats for as long as I can. And ghouls are a really dangerous early game monster. They have a paralyzing melee attack, so I would prefer to kill them at range. And well, actually they are faster than us because we are carrying a lot of stuff, but we can kill them with one lightning bolt. Even giving them that one attack was oh, actually we gave them 3 chances to hit us, which is kind of dangerous and bad playing on my part. They might paralyze you and then you are done. Oh, and well, in general, you can starve in this game, so that's why you have to eat. And if you are satiated or above, like bloated, your speed will go down, but if you are hungry, very hungry or starving, then your stats will start to go down, like strength and toughness, and I think willpower and, well, maybe other stats too. I think maybe all of your stats will start to drop when you get hungry enough. Now, certain items I don't want to risk trying on in case they are cursed. For example, gauntlets, because if your gauntlets are cursed, then you cannot remove them to equip rings. And if your girdle is cursed, you cannot remove it to equip armor. And if your weapon is cursed, you cannot remove it to equip gauntlets. But bracers, hat and boots, they don't affect any other item slots, so, and cloak also. So it is fairly safe to try those on in the early game in hopes of getting more protection value or some other useful effect from the item. Oh, and I forgot I'm supposed to be training my sling skill. I would like to get it to level 6 as soon as possible. It's probably only, yeah, it's still level 0. Oh, there's the downstairs. I guess I will go... Oh, yeah. If you are strained with the exclamation bot, you will fall downstairs and take falling damage. So you are carrying so much stuff that you cannot reliably go downstairs. There's level 7. Okay, now I think I'll take some literacy, some stealth. And well, concentration, although the dice to increase it is starting to be pretty bad. But it is such a good skill for a spellcaster. I think it's worth it to even increase by 1. Oh, traps. Yeah, there are traps in the game and they can be very, very nasty in the early game. Well, they can be pretty nasty throughout the game, actually. But there are ways to detect traps. There's a skill, detect traps, and then there are items that you can detect traps with. So it will be easier to avoid them in the late game or later game. Oh right, and the ants are of course generated friendly. So we don't actually have to worry about the anthill here. This can be a quite dangerous thing in the early game, the ants are pretty tough opponents, especially the warrior ants and the ant queen. Oh, special level messages. This room seems to be incredibly ancient. I don't really know what that means, but some dungeon rooms will have some sort of special message and they might have a special effect. We found a crossbow and a random blanket that might be something other than a plain blanket, so I will pick it up. And I keep forgetting to use coward tactics when moving. Now it's easier to avoid traps that you already found. It's not guaranteed, but it's pretty rare to spring the trap by stepping on it when you actually already know about it. And yeah, I'm still gonna be, since our strength is only 14, I'm still gonna be keeping our character at strained status. I will take some fall damage from the stairs, but it's not too dangerous. Oh, herbs. Herbs can be really very, very useful, and we actually got pretty lucky. We found some Morgia roots. I will pick all of them up. Now all the herbs on the same line of the dungeon floor will be the same. And there is a certain order to them, which you can find out if you want, or you can just try to learn about it by playing. So I won't go to too much detail. I can't really remember what the order is by heart. But yeah, oh, also applying the herbalism skill on the herb bushes will help you identify them, and this will train your herbalism skill, so it's a good idea to try and identify them first. Stomas emptias are useful, and stomophilias. And Alrunia antidotes will help with poison. Demon daisies aren't really useful for us since we don't have alchemy, but they can be a useful alchemy component. And now we need to drop something or eat a large ration. Oh, it's pretty tedious to keep yourself at strain exclamation point for a long time, because you can't really carry much of the stuff generated in the dungeons, but I think it's really worth it for any character with low strength at the start. But yeah, I think I'm gonna cut the episode here. We are off to a pretty good start. Our stats are kind of terrible, especially our willpower. But being a ratling, I think it's and also generating our stat points randomly. But well, if we do find a potion of exchange, we can try to exchange some of the stats. So we might get lucky and like switch our toughness score to our willpower score. That would be actually huge. But yeah, more on that later if we happen to find some early game potions of exchange and other stuff. But yeah, hopefully you got something out of these explanations, and I will see you next time.